Hi, it's Dr. Nonnie. I'm off today. I've just been back from the local African shop. I've done my bought my purchase of fresh foods, which I'm going to prepare myself. Sometimes we think that being healthy and eating healthy means that we don't eat our African food that we were raised on and that we love. I just want to assure you that that's not the case. We can still be healthy. It's all about portion sizes and not using too much of oils. So on the kitchen table there, you can see a selection of, common ingredients which you can purchase locally. It's definitely available in the UK to give us the feeling of being at home. I have my fish there, fresh fish or frozen fish. It could be any kind of fresh fish that you like, because fish is quite healthy. I have my onions there. Sometimes I would use red onions. And then at the back there, that's my long grain rice, because I really love that. I find it easy to cook as well. It saves me time. And there's the red oil there, which is straight from back home. It's really tasty, but the trick is not to use too much of that. And obviously the salt is there for taste, and my Knorr cubes or Maggie cubes or whatever brand takes your fancy, to give it that, that richness and make it, palatable, because you've got to have some pleasure in life. I always tell the patients, which they always think, yes, doctor, you are very correct. And then down here is my egusi, which is going to be blended by myself. And I use that to prepare my soup. And I'll top it off with my spinach there. So again, I go for convenience, to be honest, because I'm working hard. I don't have that much time. But if you can chop your spinach yourself, that's better. But this comes chopped, and all it is out of the box, and there it is. It's quite good. It's very handy. I got my goat meat there, so I'm not saying don't eat red meat, but obviously everything in moderation. That's what you have to remember: moderation, and try and cook things. And the oils from the meat can be part of the oil in the soup, so you don't have to add too much oil when you already have red meat as well. Then there's plantain there. So with plantain, what I would do is either chop it up and put it in my beans, so that it adds the sweetness to the beans and makes the beans tasty. But at the same time, I boil the plantain. The common way obviously is to fry the plantain. I do that for the kids just to give them a treat. Sometimes I eat it myself, but I always like to grill it as well, so that's really yummy. So you get, the best of both worlds. It's still tasty without being too fatty. I've got my peppers there, to give me just a bit of the spice. Don't we need spice, guys? And then this is gari. So I would be eating about half a cup of that. Especially if I just come back from work and it's late. You don't want to eat too much of the starchy foods just before you go to bed at night. Others might prefer semolina or brown rice or pounded yam. That's just running out there, because obviously it's been eating quite a lot. But I usually just go with gari because you can prepare it, as you know, in minutes. So at the end, I will show you what a portion size looks like. And basically, for those who don't watch the end, it's just a fistful. So just look at your hand, make a fist, and that is a portion of what your gari or your semolina should be. And if you're going for rice, so I have a plate here. What I want you to do with your plate is, if you see this plate, divide it into 3, and a third should be that rice. The other third should be your meats or fish, and the other third should be your salads and vegetables. And if you do this consistently with exercise, then you should be healthy, because at the end of the day, we are what we eat, and being overweight is linked with so many diseases and cancer and what have you. So if you can at least see that the African diet, we're not asking you to change your diet, we're not asking you to forget your roots, we're just saying to you, I'm eating it as well. Let's eat it sensibly, let's enjoy our meals. So hours later, folks, thanks for sticking through. I have prepared the meal. On the left side, you have 2 portions of what we call swallow. So, the left side is a semolina. That small grain I had earlier produced all that mound, and that will be an average portion for maybe an older child, so 9 to 12 years of age. And then one next to it is the gari, which I'm going to have myself. And then next to it is my bowl, so that's my portion of soup. I think it's a generous portion, but then it's mostly vegetable soup with the egusi, and it has a portion of fish and meat in there, so that's my protein covered. You can sort of see that I'm still going on with my stew, and then that's going to be a fish stew. It's not very oily, and I've just used the oil from the goat meat I had earlier, and then that's the rest of the soup there. And you can see it still has this nice color from the palm oil. I only used half a tablespoon of palm oil with that amount of egusi. So, thank you.